In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Anthony Edwards and how he is basically unleashing absolute havoc on LeBron James and the LA Lakers in this year's playoffs. If you are looking to become a better shooting guard or small forward or just a better basketball player in general, this is going to be the video for you so that you can improve and destroy your opponents too. Let's get down, let's check them out, but really quickly make sure to go check out the vertical jump training workout that is down in the description below so that you can jump higher and dunk like Anthony Edwards yourself. Now let's check them out. So the one thing about Anthony Edwards is his ability to attack a defender. When he attacks a defender right here, he's low. He is in a very athletic stance. He is actually, in fact, much lower than his defender is, which is massive. His shoulders are quite a bit lower than his defenders. He's also on his toes, unlike his defender. So now he's got the leverage into his defender because he's lower, but he's going to be a lot more explosive because he is on his toes so that he can blow by his defender much easier. And that is exactly what we see right here. In fact, when he explodes off, he is pushing with that forward leg. He just gets the initial jump from the back, and then he's using a lot of his quads as well as his hamstrings. So if you want to be able to explode faster, those are the muscles that you need to be working on, as well as your calves and Achilles, so that you can be springy and attack defenders as well. Now, when he is attacking his defender, watch what he's doing. He is not going way out like a lot of younger players do and curve to the rim, because that just allows your defender to slide with you. Instead, he is attacking the shoulder of that defender. That's why this shoulder is back behind the other shoulder. If we rewind just a little bit, watch how he's able to go straight forward. That is his line of attack. So many younger players make the mistake of going too wide, and that just allows your defender to stay with you. You need to attack through that shoulder, as we see right here, to turn the hips of your defender. Now he takes very few dribbles as well, and he pulls up in that mid-range area. At this time, he goes for a little bit of a step through, and then he's able to get that basket on Luka. And yes, this does go in. See, it's not all about being as fast as possible to get past your man. You have to be able to hit landmarks. So first off, shoulder. Next is the elbow right there. This is the elbow. And stopping quick on 2 feet. This allows him to stay balanced so that he's able to change directions. He does go for a shot fake. It gets Luka up into the air. And then he's able to take that step through. But he doesn't take the step through towards the basket. Remember, we want to work in straight lines. You either want to work straight towards the baseline, or net in this case, or you want to work laterally instead of vertically. So now, by not moving this way and gathering this defender and still being in the area to get blocked by Luka, by moving more towards the middle in straight lines, now he is going to be in a much better situation to be able to get this basket. So now Anthony Edwards is right here, and he's going to be attacking in transition towards the basket. I'm going to take this out of slow motion so you can see exactly what he's able to do. And yes, this does go in high off glass. But if we rewind right here, what's he do? LeBron James, his momentum is taking him in that direction. Anthony Edwards wants to go here. By LeBron James's momentum going this way, he's going to be able to meet up and at the very least, cut off Anthony Edwards. And I'm going to say, even though many people will say Anthony Edwards is stronger, LeBron is probably a lot stronger. However, what do we see Anthony Edwards do? He does a quick little jab cross in a way, more like a jab and push cross, which then turns the hips of LeBron James. This allows this lane to be wide open. This defender technically cannot help out because there's a pass wide open 3 in the corner. Technically, it should be this man who helps out, but that's also a mistake in this case because they only have 3 guys while there is 4 offensive players, and that's extremely hard. While this guy is recovering, if Anthony Edwards attacks and that collects him, well, then it just depends on who he wants to guard. And then you just kick it out to whoever's open. If he comes and helps out, then you kick it out to the corner. So really, this is a one-on-one situation. So he attacks the basket, he attacks the high foot, he has now the lane to the basket. He's able to get to that rim because corner man can't help. All he can do is just try and get his hand in there to basically disrupt whatever Anthony Edwards is trying to do. And then Anthony Edwards is able to finish high off glass. So this is how you can read defenses and understand when it's a good time to attack. And now this is what I mean right here by corner, gap, or help doesn't help on the actual drive. So here we see LeBron ball watching, basically helping. Anthony Edwards is just slightly lifting, which then allows him to get essentially an absolute wide open three. Even LeBron James was messed up there, because now with LeBron James ball watching, watch how he recovers to this corner thinking that Anthony Edwards would be in that corner. But instead, he lifted just slightly, which then allowed him to be able to be wide open. See how LeBron moved over to this corner thinking that Anthony Edwards, AE, was still here? Well, he wasn't. He's here, and that's why you want to move off ball and why you do not want to help out from the corner. I actually can't believe how many players make this mistake even at the NBA level. You would think that there would be a lot better defense at the NBA level, but there isn't, and the Lakers definitely don't have good defense. They have better defense now after the trade. I'll give them that. But Anthony Edwards gets that ball in the corner. The man who is supposed to be guarding corner, he overplays this side and allows the baseline to be wide open. Now, he's not really in position to be able to play defense right here. And the reason why I say that is because now he's overplayed. He's no longer in balance, on balance, whatever. Either way, he's off balance. And that allows Anthony Edwards to drive. There is now what looks to be Luka coming over to try and trap right here. This is how this should be. This player shouldn't be falling, however. But Anthony Edwards is able to attack, and he's able to get by with a quick little Euro-style footwork, but he was allowed this lane right here because that defender who closed out was unable to close the trap. By being able to close that trap, that allowed Anthony Edwards to kick the ball out because he collapsed 3 defenders in the key. And because of that, his teammate was able to get an open 3, and Anthony Edwards was able to get the assist. And yes, this eventually went in. Now, I've actually had a coach argue with me this year about picking up the ball early and taking 2 big steps to get to the rim. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I was having the conversation that I had. But here, Anthony Edwards does a quick low gather, and he picks up the ball basically out on the perimeter. He's gathering on his left foot, which is to our right side, and he gathers there, right, left. Because he was able to take 2 big steps and picked up the ball here. He picked it up there. That was the gather step 1, and then step 2. Because he was able to do this, he was able to get past defender 1, defender 2, and defender 3. If he was to take another dribble, he would have 100% had that ball stolen. So this is why you want to pick up the ball early if you can. If you're able to take these big steps, you are going to be better off when you are attacking the rim. And yes, he was able to score off of this footwork, as we can see right here. And he was able to go from that last step here and finish on this side not because he traveled, because he didn't travel, but because he jumped the distance. He wasn't trying to jump for height. He was trying to jump for distance to go as far as he can. I also really like this about Anthony Edwards. When he attacks the paint right here, this is obviously a tactic that every NBA team uses. You want to try and get as many paint touches as possible. The defense does not want you there because it collapses the defense. Whether it's a zone or a man, it don't matter. So here he's able to attack that paint. He collapses multiple defenders, and everyone on the court on defense has their eyes on Anthony Edwards. This allows him to be able to find the open man because he collapsed multiple defenders, and they were able to get him an easy assist. If you follow these simple rules and strategies like Anthony Edwards does himself, you are going to be a much better basketball player yourself as well. Anyways, I hope that this video has helped you. Make sure to go check out the vertical jump training book that is down in the description below so that you can jump higher as well. I'll see you guys again in my next video.